Shout out to the Cows gang. I'm your host, Mr. Palmer, and welcome to the show, Victim or Volunteer. What I want y'all to do, grab the nearest couch, sit back, and enjoy the ride. What up, Cows gang? I gotta talk about an unfortunate situation that happened out there in Texas, where you have a 17-year-old by the name of Karmelo Anthony, who's been arrested for the fatal stabbing of 17-year-old Austin Metcalf. All this stemmed from a situation of being in a tent, issue and a race war that's boiling to go out of the pot. Now, let's talk about this. So, admitted to the stabbing. He said, I'm not alleged, I did it. He told this to the police in Frisco, Texas, as he was being arrested at the stadium. And it said that Anthony, who was sitting under another team's pop-up tent as it rained Wednesday morning, was asked by Metcalf to move. And Anthony refused, according to the arrest report, right? And Anthony then unzipped the bag, reached inside, and told Metcalf, whom he never met before, he said, touch me and see what happens. And that's what a witness told the police, according to the documents, right? They say that Metcalf grabbed Anthony to tell him to move, and Anthony pulled out a black knife and stabbed Auston once in the chest, police said. And he ran away before he was chased down and arrested. Now, when he was getting arrested, he asked, was Metcalf okay? He also said, I was protecting myself, and allegedly told the cops that he put his hands on me. Metcalf was a junior at Memorial High School outside of Dallas, suffered a stab wound to the heart, and died in the arms of his identical twin brother, Hunter. So he had a twin brother. Now, Karmelo Anthony was charged. But before we continue, I'm gonna let the news speak his piece, and you'll hear from Austin's father. House gang, you see that this father is hurt, and yes, it is an unfortunate situation. It's a lot of back and forth going on Twitter, and if you want to look at racial bullshit and racism going on, all you gotta do is go to X, that was formerly known as Twitter, and you see a lot of white people who was making this as a hate crime, but we'll get to that in a second. But this father is definitely hurt. He says it's not goodbye. He said it's see you soon or see you later. You just beat me to it. A father who survived cancer, seems like he's a single father. And yes, this is definitely an unfortunate situation. Now, there's been a lot of speculation saying that, from black people who support Karmelo, saying that, hey, when somebody tell you to don't put your hands on it, or you put your hands on it, give me a warning. And I'm not gonna lie to you, where I come from, when somebody tell you, touch me and see what happens, what I used to think about, oh, he got a gun, not even a knife, he got a gun. Let me go ahead and fall back, because I don't know what this crazy motherfucker. But the thing about it, if you go on Austin Metcalf's GoFundMe, it raised over $459,000 so far, right? So here's what a lot of the tension comes. So a lot of black people are saying, hey, Karmelo was protecting himself. And, Texas got the stand your ground law. They saying that, hey, when they say don't touch you, this could be the end game for you. Self-defense. Now, and then on the flip side, you go to Gibson Go for Karmelo. Right now, he raised over $491,000. And the media kept saying, hey, he raised $80,000. He raised over $100,000. He raised over $275,000. How is he getting all the support? He's a killer. He's a murderer. And a lot of black people are saying is, y'all was doing the same thing when a white dude killed a black, and y'all say he's a hero. He's protecting himself. And when blacks say he overboard and he did too much, y'all say, hey, it is what it is. So now the tables are turned. Now I know y'all asking, well, what white dude is you talking about? Well, let's go to Daniel Penny. Daniel Penny murdered a man on the train, choked him out. And if you go to his GoFundMe, he was donated over, no, actually it was Give, Send, Go. He ended up getting over $3 million. And he got it for his legal defense fund. He was eventually found not guilty. He was a Marine veteran. And I even seen that video where he choked that man out. And people said he was being a hero. He protected everybody on the train. Now, this dude who he choked out and killed, he didn't hit nobody. Yeah, he was loud. He was, being a fool, some homeless dude. And by you being in the military, you know how long to choke somebody out. You know how to, keep that tight grip, but not choke them out and just keep them down until somebody comes. And people was even telling him, hey man, I think you did enough. I think he's out. And when black people say, hey, you had to do all that, a lot of white people said, hey, he was protecting the citizens. He's a hero. He did what he had to do. So now black people are basically saying that, well, Karmelo was protecting himself and he was doing what he had to do. And it is what it is. Also, to keep your hands to yourself. So let's go over to X. And when you type in Karmelo Anthony, you see a lot of different perspective from white folks. Like this one, Blair White. Karmelo Anthony getting $500,000 for murdering a white kid is objectively an example of black privilege. And there's so many different, I'm not even gonna read comments. I'm just gonna show you what's on here. This dude right here says, we should rethink the meaning of white privilege after the killing of Austin Metcalf by Karmelo Anthony. And you see, I guess the cartoon, check your white privilege, check your white privilege, check your white privilege, and show a check of giving Karmelo Anthony $430,000. And, the twin is holding his deceased brother. And then they got stuff like this, the gay Republican. I don't know how you can be gay and a racist at the same time, but what do I know? And it said, do you support the death penalty of Karmelo Anthony, who murdered innocent high schooler Austin Metcalf? This one says, deplorable, says, there's only one man who can stop Karmelo Anthony. And he got this motherfucker right here, this punk ass cop that put the knee on, let's go look at the comment real quick. Well, this police officer in Minneapolis put the knee and caused a murder of George Floyd. And this piece of ass cop was Derek Chauvin. That's who did it. And you had many people said, hey, he died of an overdose, even though he choked him out, and the medical examiner said the same thing. But I just want you to understand that a lot of black people are basically saying now the tables are turned. Now you see how I feel, it is what it is. Let's look at the comments on this one right here. And this one right here, the first one got this dude is edited where Daniel Penny is choking out the man on the train. See, but they say it's not about race. It's about, getting the killer locked up and keeping him in jail and locked up like that. Now, let's scroll down. Let's look at the other comments. Now you got, black people who, say you violated, you white boy and stuff like that. This person say racist on the low. I don't respect it. I don't give a about Karmelo or the white boy he killed. I got my own problems. We got our own problems just dividing us more, but I got guns and ammos for whoever we as blacks have or own kind as enemies. And we know that y'all do a secret, y'all, so it's basically been a race thing. This is going to be going on for a while. As you know, that Karmelo Anthony is out on bail, but we're going to talk about that with the judge that did it because they said she's a DEI judge and a Black Lives Matter judge, which she actually is a conservative Republican judge. She just happened to be a black woman. They were saying that he a killer that should be still locked up. What is he doing out? And we've seen plenty of killers get out on bail. Plenty of killers who got off of a murder. Plenty of killers who got paid for it too with GoFundMes and all that. So, this is definitely an unfortunate situation. In my opinion, like I said, where I come from, somebody tell you touch me and find out and touch me and see what happens. I think you got a gun. And I think I better fall back, especially if I got people around me that's going to ride with me. I'm not going to take that. Unfortunate that a young life is gone and another life may be destroyed. And people try to say, I think a 3.7 and so many things, but we'll talk about on another episode. But what do y'all think, Cal's gang? Do you think Karmelo Anthony's going to get a fair deal? Do you think that he stood his ground, like Texas law to stand your ground? Do you think it was self-defense? Do you think, hey, man, he took it too far? And when it comes to Austin Metcalf, do you think, hey, man, should have put his hand on him? Do you think that, well, it didn't have to go like that? Anthony could have told the police or told the guard, told the principal. What do y'all think? But Cal's gang, y'all already know what I want to know. When it comes to Karmelo Anthony, I got to know, is he a victim or volunteer? And when it comes to Austin Metcalf, I also got to know, is he a victim or volunteer? Well, I got to say prayers to both families. And all I got to tell y'all, Cal's gang, when somebody tell you to touch them and see what happens, don't take that chance. Y'all tell me what y'all think. Appreciate y'all tuning in. I'm Mr. Palmer, and this conversation is over. Cal's gang, Cal's gang.